Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you are fine and safe. Today, we will discuss the remaining topics in the lesson classification of elements in the periodic table. Let us recap what we have discussed in the previous class. The first one it is Dauberne's law of triads. Triad is nothing but a group of three elements having similar properties. Dauberner arranged the elements in their ascending order of atomic weights. So, he has arranged the elements in the form of triads, like three elements he arranged, that is called a triad. Then he observed one thing. When he arranged those elements in their ascending order of atomic weights, he observed that the middle element's atomic weight is getting by taking the average of the first and third element's atomic weight. So, Dauberner observed this thing, that is called Dauberner's law of triad. Then after Dauberner, Newlands came. Newland also, he arranged the elements according to their ascending order of atomic weights. Then he observed one thing, that the elements are falling into a trend. What is that one? Those elements, they are showing a periodicity. Periodicity is nothing but repetition of their properties at a regular intervals. So, Newland stated that when we arrange the elements according to their atomic weights, like for ascending order of their atomic weights, if we arrange the elements, then we can see the periodicity. In Newland's octaves is nothing but set of 8 elements. He arranged all the elements, then he observed one thing, that the first element and the eighth element, they are resembling in their properties, like second one and ninth one. So, if we arrange all those elements at that time, how many elements are there? All those elements, if we arranged, he observed that starting element, it is resembling with the property set of the eighth element. Next one is the most important person is Mendeleev. Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev is the first and foremost person who arranged the elements in the form of a table. Mendeleev, he is the father of periodic table. Mendeleev, he also arranged the elements according to their ascending order of atomic weights. All those three persons, Dauberner, Newlands and Mendeleev, arrange the elements in ascending order of the atomic weights. Most important one, atomic weight. Then Dauberner law, what it is stating? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Okay. Let us see a few salient features of the Mendeleev periodic table. What Mendeleev did, he arranged all the elements in the increasing or ascending order of their atomic weights, and then he observed that one few elements are resembling in their properties, so he put all those elements showing similar properties in a side. And first and foremost thing is, he arranged a table and he divided the elements into groups and periods. The vertical columns are called groups and the horizontal rows are called periods. He arranged and he divided the periodic table into 8 groups and 7 periods. And the most and major contribution is, he expected few elements properties and he left the space for the elements in his periodic table, and he corrected the atomic weights of few elements. And then he explained about anomalous series. In spite of all his contributions and all these salient features, few are there. Those are called demerits, and those only leads to new form of periodic table or modern periodic table. Let us move to the modern periodic table, that one proposed by H.J. Moseley. Instead of all the above three people, modern periodic table, like H.J. Moseley, he stated that rather than atomic weight, atomic number is the predominant one, and he observed that one, like we have to arrange the elements in the order of their increasing order of their atomic number rather than atomic weight. So he arranged, and that one solved all the demerits of the Mendeleev periodic table. In terms of electronic configuration also, we can state that modern periodic table statement. What is that one? The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic function of the atomic number, or the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the electronic configuration of that element. Why should we say that electronic configuration? We have already discussed that in an atom, protons, not only protons, electrons also there. Protons, electrons and neutrons. All these are three particles are there in any atom. Then these electrons always revolve around the nucleus. We know all these things. Those electrons will revolve continuously and particular shells, right? Particular orbit. Those electrons plays a major role in deciding the properties of the elements. That's why he stated that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the electronic configuration of the particular element. The topics we are going to discuss today are, the first one, it is statement, that is modern periodic table statement. Just now we have recalled that one. And second one, it is understanding the periodic table structure. Third one, position of elements in the periodic table, like how all the elements are arranged in SPDF blocks. Let us start the first one. The first topic today, it is modern periodic table statement. Just read the statement. The physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the atomic numbers. And in other words, we can say this one as, the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the electronic configurations of their atoms. What we have to understand, the modern periodic table. Now we are studying about the modern periodic table proposed by H.J. Moseley. This is based on the atomic number. We have arranged all these elements according to their atomic numbers, that to increasing order of their atomic numbers. And we can explain this one. Just now only I have discussed with you, like the electronic configuration of the atom. It is playing a major role. So, in other words, the statement we can say that the physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of the electronic configurations of the atoms. Got it? The second topic, what is that one? Structure of the periodic table. Let us understand the periodic table structure. Let us understand the periodic table structure. The modern periodic table divided into periods and groups. Let us see how many groups are there and how many periods are there. First of all, we will discuss about groups. We are having 18 groups in the modern periodic table. When we observe the Mendeleev periodic table, the first periodic table, Mendeleev, that one divided into 8 groups and 7 periods. But again in those 8 groups, what Mendeleev did, he divided into 2 subgroups, A and B. But here we have totally divided all those A and B, and the modern periodic table altogether consists of 18 groups. The vertical column, it is called group. Remember that one definition. See here altogether how many we are having? 18. And the vertical column, it is called group. Total how many we are having in the modern periodic table? 18 groups are there. How they are representing? From latest IUPAC suggestions, all these are named with Arabic numerals. Previously, how we are mentioning those? They are representing with Roman numerals, right? Likewise, here also, all the 18 groups are represented from 1 through 8 and following the same old tradition like A and B also. The first and second groups, here the first and second groups belongs to 1A and 2A, and again from 13 here, from 13 to 18, they belongs to 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A and 8A. In between from 2 to 13, like from 3 to 12. These all, the down one, these all are B group elements. Just see here. 1 means 1A, 2 means 2A. But 3 onwards, 3 to 12, they are B group elements, and from 13 to 18 they are A group. See here, 18 vertical columns known as groups represented by using Roman numerals 1 through 8 with letters A and B in traditional notation. So the Mendeleev periodic table, it is the basic for the modern periodic table also. But Mendeleev, he arranged so many elements in one group, like he divided A and B, but we separated and arranged like this. So the modern periodic table consists of 18 groups, and these 18 groups also representing with Roman numerals 1 through 8 with the same traditional notation A and B. The first group means first A group elements, second means second A group elements, and again we move on to 13. 13 means 3A, 14 means 4A, 15 means 5A, 16 means 6A, 17 means 7A, 18 means 8A. All these belongs to A group. And next, in between this, after second A, third B, 3 group means third group means 3B, fourth group means 4B, 5 means 5th B, sixth group means 6B, and seventh group means 7th B elements. In the same, the modern periodic table and Mendeleev periodic table, this is same. 8, 9, 10 means they belongs to 8th B, and 11 means 1B, 12 means 2B. Likewise, how many we are having? 18 groups are there. Group is nothing but a vertical column. So, we are having altogether 18 groups in the modern periodic table. And now let us see about periods. See here, from left to right, the horizontal row, it is called a period. Period is nothing but the horizontal row from left to right. It is a period. How many we are having? Total 7 periods. In the modern form of periodic table, we are having total 7 periods. See here the statement: 7 horizontal rows known as periods and represented by Arabic numerals 1 through 7. See how the elements are arranged. Do you remember the statement? The elements are arranged in the ascending order of their atomic numbers. See here 1, 2. Altogether total we are having 118 elements. All these are arranged according to the ascending order of their atomic numbers. Just now we have seen the modern periodic table structure. The modern periodic table contains 18 vertical columns known as groups, and those are represented by Roman numerals 1 through 8 and with letters A and B in traditional notation. According to latest recommendation of the IUPAC, these groups are represented by Arabic numerals 1 through 18 with number A and B designations. We have used the latest system with the traditional heading following in parentheses. Parentheses nothing but first group means 1A. We are putting that one into brackets. See here. Group 2 means 2A. Group 16 means 6A. 7 horizontal rows known as periods. They are represented by Arabic numerals 1 through 7. The elements, all the elements, the 118 elements, all are classified into SPDF block elements. This is the modern periodic table. All the 118 known elements arranged in the periodic table according to the ascending order of their atomic numbers, and they are divided into 18 groups, and these are represented with Roman numerals 1 through 8 and following the traditional notation A and B. See here, first starting from hydrogen. That is first A group: hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. That means first group. First group or first A group. And second means second group or second A group. What are the elements? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. And again just move on to the right side of the periodic table. That is 13. 13 means third A. What are the elements third A? Boron, aluminum, gallium, indium, thallium, and that one is unknown till that one UUT 113. And next one it is 14. 14 carbon, silicon and germanium, tin, lead, all those. And fifth A, that is nothing but 15 group, that is nitrogen. Nitrogen and phosphorus, arsenic and antimony. And sixth A, that is 16 group, that is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium and polonium. Next one it is seventh A, that is nothing but 17 group: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. All these are halogens. And last 18th group, that is 8th A. This is the most important one. These let's complete right side of the periodic table. Last one it is 18th group. This is called inert gases, or this group it is called zero group. 18th group it is called zero group, inert gas elements. These are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. What about these downside, these two? These two are nothing but lanthanide series and actinide series. These two are nothing but lanthanide series and actinide series. Why? Because they are called lanthanides and actinides. Because this lanthanum, this element lanthanum with atomic number 57, it belongs to here. Observe here this two pink one, 57. After barium, here it is lanthanum position. These from elements from 58, that is cerium to francium. Cerium to francium. These all are representing the properties, are having the similar properties that are same with lanthanum. So this series it is called lanthanide series or lanthanoid series. And similarly the atomic number 89, that is actinium. That from 90 to 113. These elements are resembling with the properties of the actinium. So these are called actinide series, actinide or actinoid series. These two, lanthanide series and actinide series, they are arranged at the downside of the periodic table. So this is the complete structure of the periodic table. For easy identification of 118 elements, each and every element has unique symbol. So let us see how the elements are representing in periodic table. See here, it is hydrogen. So for hydrogen, the symbol it is capital H. The top left corner 1, that is nothing but hydrogen atomic number, and 1.008, that is its atomic mass, and down it is its name, hydrogen, the complete name. Like this, all those elements in the periodic table, that known elements, 118 elements are having its unique symbols and unique atomic numbers and atomic mass and the complete name also mentioned in the periodic table. Before going to the next topic, I just want to recollect you the basics, like what is orbital, what is orbit, and how to write the electronic configuration. Okay. Just observe the picture, how the electrons are revolving around the nucleus. That is the yellow color and blue color, that is nucleus. Those are nothing but protons and neutrons in a nucleus. That is positively charged nucleus. And the electron, the negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a particular orbits. The path around the nucleus, it is called orbit, where the probability of finding an electron is more. That is called orbital. Just see here, the positively charged nucleus around this. There are different shells or energy levels or orbits. The three terminology is same only, but we will use differently in different situations. Energy levels. These K, L, M, N are called energy levels, orbits and shells. Where n is equal to 1. N is the principal quantum number. If n value it is 1, that is called K energy level or K shell or K orbit. Then L, n is equal to 2, then L, n is equal to 3, then it is called M. And n is equal to 4, that is N. See here, how the electrons are filled into the particular orbitals. If n is equal to 1, we are having one subshell, that is 1s. So the possibility electronic configuration there, it is 1s1 and 1s2. Whereas if n is equal to 2, then two subshells, those are 2s and 2p. Then n is equal to 3, then there are three subshells, those are 3s, 3p and 3d. Where n is equal to 4, there are four subshells, those are 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. If n is equal to 5, there are 5. Then 5s, 5p, 5d and 5s. Likewise, all these shells containing different subshells. But how the electrons are filled in these subshells, that is different. Observe here. First, the electron goes to 1s and then 2s and then first after 2s completing it goes to 2p and then 3s. After completion of 3s, the next electron goes to 3p and 4s and then 3d, 4p and 5s. After completion of 5s, then only the electrons will fill into 4d, then 5p, then 6s. After completion of 6s only, the remaining electrons move to 4f, following by 5d, 6p and 7s. After completion of 7s, then the electrons will move to 5f, then 6d and 7p. So, this is the order of the electronic filling the orbitals, filling the electrons into the orbitals. So, first it is 1s. So, after completion of 1s, 2s, then 2p, then 3s, then 3p, 4s. See here, this is 1s, next to 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, then 4s. Actually, what has to come after 3p? 3d usually we will say, but after 3p, that 4s will come. So, this is based on the increasing energy level. So, 1s, 2s, 2p, 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, 5s and 4d. 4d after 5p and then 6s. And then again after completion of 6s, again it will move to 4f. Then 5d and 6s. This is the order of the writing electronic configuration. We have completed the first topic, that is statement we have completed, and second one also structure we have completed. And let us see the third one, position of elements in the periodic table. That is how all the elements are divided into SPDF blocks. Position of elements in the periodic table, that is SPDF blocks. Let us see what decides the position of an element in the modern periodic table. The elements are classified as SPDF block elements. All the elements, all the 118 known elements, they have to come under either S or P or D or F block elements. Only 4 block elements are there in the modern periodic table. Very much important. Listen carefully. Those are S, P, D, F block elements. Do you remember? We have studied in the lesson, that is your previous classes, we have studied that in the lesson structure of atom. How many electrons can accommodate an individual orbitals? Let us recollect that one. These are nothing but SPDF or nothing but subshells. And how many orbitals are there in S subshell? It is one orbital, that is 1s orbital. That 1s orbital accommodates only maximum number of electrons, that is 2 electrons. Like P1, P subshell, it is having 3 orbitals, Px, Py and Pz. It is the maximum number of electrons in the P subshell, it is 6 electrons, and D it is 5 orbitals are there. The maximum number of electrons in the D, it is 10. Then F, the orbitals are number of orbitals 7. So maximum number of electrons 14. This is the basic for filling all the elements into this SPDF block elements. Depending upon to which subshell the differentiating electron. The differentiating electrons is nothing but the last coming electron enters in the atom of the given element. Major and most important thing is the differentiating electron. The differentiating electron is nothing but the last coming electron that decides the element which block it has to go and sit. Based on these, elements are classified as SPDF block elements. If the last electron, that is the differentiating electron, enters into S subshell, the element belongs to S block. If the differentiating electrons into P subshell, the element moves to P block. And the differentiating electron enters into D subshell, then the element belongs to the D block. See the position of element in the periodic table. How all the elements are arranged into SPDF blocks. Just I have taken an example of sodium and its atomic number it is 11. So the electronic configuration of sodium you can write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Where the differentiating electron enters, that is the last electron, you can see here, that is S1, 3s1, that is the last electron enters into the 3s. So here in sodium atom, the last coming electron, that is called differentiating electron, enters into 3s subshell. So sodium is an S block element. Just previously we have discussed about this one. The last electron, that is the differentiating electron, enters into which subshell? That is the element, that is only the element belongs to that block. So here sodium belongs to S block. Like there's one more example, aluminium. The electronic configuration we can write it as 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p1. Where is the differentiating electron? That is here. That one enters into 3p subshell. So aluminium belongs to P block. Like where one more we can see the example here. One more example. The next example I have taken here, it is scandium. The electronic configuration you can see here, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s2 and 3d1. The atomic number it is 21. So the last differentiating electron where it is, it enters into 3d subshell. So scandium Sc that belongs to D block. So scandium is a D block element. One more example we will see here. See it is atomic number 58. Where it will go? The electronic configuration it is See here 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 3d10, 4s2, 4p6, 4d10, 5s2, 5p6, 6s2, 4f1. Where is the differentiating electron? It is 4f. It enters into 4f subshell, so therefore cerium, it is an F block element. Therefore, all the elements in the periodic table are arranged into sp(Tf) blocks based on the differentiating electron. That means last electron enters in which subshell? The last electron, that is differentiating electron, enters into the S subshell. Then the element belongs to S block. P means that element belongs to P block. If the electron enters into the D subshell, that element belongs to D block. If the element enters into the F subshell, the element belongs to F block. So this is the periodic table. All the elements are segregated into the 4 blocks. See here, this is first A and second A group. First group and second group elements, all these two group elements are called S block elements. And coming to the right side, complete right of the periodic table from 13 to 18 group. These all are called P block elements because these elements, all these elements differentiating electrons enters into the P subshell. So it is P block element. And next one it is in between S and P. This is D block elements. Why? Because the differentiating electrons of all these elements enters into the D subshell. So these are called D block elements. And down to the periodic table, here see the lanthanides and actinides. Actually the lanthanides and actinides, those belongs to internally in D block, but those are arranged in the downside of the periodic table. For visibility purpose, those two are called F block elements because the last differentiating electron in all those elements entering into the F subshell. So these lanthanide series and actinide series are called F block elements. You can observe this picture, get clarity. First A and 2A belongs to S block and complete right side from 13 to 18 group, that is P block elements, and in between S and P block, D block it is there, and downside of the periodic table F block it is there. See these S and P block elements, first A and second A. These two groups are called S block elements, and whereas coming to from 13 to 18, these all are called P block elements. See this one, but together S and P block elements are called representative elements. Why? Because these all S and P block elements are representative with names, with their particular names. Those are called representative elements. All these elements, a group of elements are also called element family or a chemical family. One particular group, it is showing some chemical properties and resembling few chemical properties. So those elements of a particular group are called chemical family. Here see, first A group, that is called alkali metal family. First A group from hydrogen to francium. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. That is cesium and francium. That first A group elements are called alkali metal elements. Alkaline metal elements are alkali metal family. Usually these first A group elements, they obtained from plant ashes. And next from a second A group, that is second group. Second group elements are known as alkaline earth metals from beryllium to radium. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. These are all called alkaline earth metals. And whereas coming to P block, 6th A, that is 16th. That is called chalcogen family or oxygen family. So oxygen family usually they obtain from copper ores. Mostly they obtain from ores, that is especially that is copper ores. So that oxygen family also called as chalcogen family. And next one it is halogen family. Beside the 16, 17 group, that is 7th A group from fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, all these are called halogen family. They obtain usually in nature as a form of sea salt. So they are called as halogen family. And complete rights at the last group, that is 8th A or 18th group, that is zero group, and they are naturally occurred gases. Usually those are called noble gases or inert gases, and they follow the octet rule. They complete the outermost shell, it is completely filled with 8 electrons. So there is no differentiating electron or any single electrons in the lost orbits or lost shells. So there is no free electrons to react with other elements. So that is completely least reactive, and they follow the octet rule. So the completely least reactive, there is no free electrons. So they are very least reactive. They are called, that is most important, complete right side of the periodic table, 18th group, that is 8th A group, that is called zero group elements, or inert gas family, or noble gas family. See here, first A it is alkali metals and second A it is alkaline earth metals. Next 3A, that is 13 boron family, boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Next one, fourth A group, carbon family, carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead, flavonium also. And next, fifth A group, nitrogen family, nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. And next it is oxygen family. Next, halogens and then inert gases. This is all about S and P block elements. Next one, D block elements. See here, the middle part. In between S and P block, we are having D block elements. These are called D block elements. Why? Because the differentiating electron enters into the D subshell. So these are called D block elements. Also, these D block elements under the periodic table, two more lines, those are lanthanide series and actinide series. Those are called F block elements because the differentiating electron enter into the F subshell. But this D block, it is having one more name, that is transition element. D block elements are called transition elements, whereas 4F elements are called lanthanides or lanthanides, from cesium to lutetium. Those are almost having the same properties as that of lanthanum. They are called lanthanoids. And 5F series, actinides are actinides. They are from thorium to lawrencium, from atomic number 90 to 103. So they are called actinoid series. And then these D block elements are also called transition, whereas F block elements, lanthanides and actinides, are called inner transition elements, as we already discussed, because these two series are also innerly present in the D block elements. Let us revise what we learned today. Modern periodic table statement, that is nothing but physical and chemical properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their electronic configuration. So electronic configuration of the particular element, that decides the properties. Next one, it is understanding the periodic table structure. We have seen that the modern periodic table divided into 18 groups and 7 periods, and all the elements in the modern periodic table are arranged based on the increasing order of their atomic number, and all these 18 groups are represented by using the Roman numerals 1 through 8 and following the same old tradition A and B, 1A and 2A. These from starting 1A and 2A, and again that is from 13th group, that is nothing but 3A group, 13 to 18. That means 8th A. These are all are A group, and in between 2 and 13 those are 3 to 12. These are all comes under B group. But 8, 9 and 10, those three groups are represented as 8th B. And next one it is how all the elements are arranged in the periodic table and how all the elements are divided into SPDF blocks. What makes the element goes to S block or P block or D block and F block? That is the differentiating electron. The differentiating electron decides which element has to go and sit in which block. That means if the differentiating electron enters into S subshell, then the element belongs to S block. Likewise, if the differentiating electron enters into P, D, F respectively, that element belongs to PDF blocks. And we have seen the examples also there, how the differentiating electrons enters into the subshells. So according to those only, the elements are classified into these 4 blocks. Those are nothing but SPDF blocks. And furnace and 2s, these two groups belongs to S block. And next, whereas coming to P block from 13 to 18, those are a family group, right? These S and P block elements are called representative elements. And whereas in between S and P, we have D block elements. D block is also called as transition elements. Why? Because D block elements shows the transitional properties, and the properties varies from S block to P block. So D block elements are called transition elements. And whereas coming to F block elements are also belongs internally those are belongs to D block. So these F block are called inner transition elements, and we are having 14, 2 series 4F and 5F. 4F is nothing but lanthanide series and 5F is nothing but actinide series. These 14 and 14 elements. We have seen that those two are arranged at the downside of the periodic table, that is nothing but F block elements. This is for today. Read the textbook. Thank you.